Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm gonna share with you some points that I faced when assigning authorizations to business roles. I'm a fresh intern in SAP field, however I hope this content will help such guys as me who are new to SAP administration activities. I'll do some dummy case. Assume our client is an enterprise, which daily activities are buying and selling something. Basically, we buy from some vendors or suppliers and we sell to some customers. These suppliers and customers are our business partners or BPs, so there is a person or group of people at our enterprise who are responsible for maintaining the business information about business partners. In terms of SAP, employees doing activities in SAP system are users, maintenance of business partners is their business role, and the range of responsibilities in a business role is regulated by authorizations. So let's get started with SAP NetWeaver. First, we create a business role. We do it with the T code PFCG, give the name that BR underscore maintain underscore log underscore test. Try to give self-explanatory names, for example, as the business role sounds, as here. And since it's not a standard SAP role, we start the name with the letter Z. Maintain is self-explanatory, log means logistics, and test. We go to the Menu tab, and we add the transaction BP. This T-code BP will use an employee who is responsible for business partners as said before. Then we go to Authorizations tab and click Change Authorization Data. Up till now, we have only one authorization object that is related to the T-code BP. To make possible our employee performing this business role, we should first generate a profile. We do it by clicking on the white red circle in the top left corner. In the bottom panel, we see the message that profile is created. Go back and we go to the User tab. It's red since no user is assigned yet. Enter your username in the table, then click green tick here and press Save. Then press User Comparison button and complete comparison. And now all the indicators related to the user are green. And again save. Now our user is assigned to this particular role. However, and this is very important, you need to check whether this user was assigned to another roles. We go to the T code SU01, enter the name of the user, and go to the Roles tab. And we can see that our user is assigned to other role apart required one. And a strong recommendation is not to delete not needed roles here. To do an unassignment, we go back to PFCG, we enter here the name of the role that is not longer needed. We can copy from here. Then we go right directly to the User tab, select our user line in the table, press an icon with the minus sign, press Save, and the user disappeared. We are kinda done. But, and here is the first obstacle I personally faced. If you go again to the SU01 to check your user, you will see that in the Roles tab, the unassigned role disappeared. However, in the Profiles tab, unassigned roles still be present. This can cause a conflict. Your current role may have the same authorizations as the unassigned role with only the difference in activity. For example, now you are not permitted to change some information and you can only display it, but previously both change and display were permitted. Hence, even though you are supposed not to make changes, you still have these options due to the profile persisting. So going back to PFCG T-code of the not needed role, right after user unassignment, make sure that you did a user comparison again and click again Save. Then going back again to SU01 to the Profiles tab, and we see that the profile disappeared and we have only needed profile of new business role with the N as test. Now about how to define authorization objects from 0 point. Usually I simply assign a T-code to the business role as already done in PFCG, like here in the menu tab, assign the user like already done, and then I log in with my test user try this transaction and see that most buttons are inactive. Click Business Partner button in the top pane, click Open, try to open some business partner, I don't know, whatever. And see that I have no authorizations to display business partners. And what to do next? I go back to the system, logged in as administrator, enter SU53 T-code. To check what objects are missed, click for another user, enter my test user, click Execute. In a dark yellow color, I can see missed authorization objects. Now I go back to my test role in PFCG, go to the Authorizations tab, change authorization data, and press manually. And here I can simply copy all the objects from SU53. Here we can see that indicators are yellow, meaning we haven't defined the fields of added objects. To define fields, I need to get at least basic information about them. To get information about the object, you can click on it with the right button of your mouse and press Short Description. And here you can find the description. However, I prefer to check info with the web link as follows, and I insert my authorization object name here, delete this not needed copied, and I can read it here. Okay, I go back to this authorization object in PFCG, click BP role, and in the beginning of the video I said that our enterprise buys goods from vendors or suppliers and sell it to customers. So I will tick here in the list supplier and customer. Of course, our enterprise has other business partners such as banks, services, and so on. But let's assume that we define this business role for the users from logistics department so that they are only responsible for suppliers and customers' information. Therefore, I won't tick customer financial accounting or supplier financial accounting, because for them a financial department should be responsible. And finally, it's important to tick business partner general. Otherwise, you won't be able to maintain BPs at all. a priori BP created in a specific role, for example, a supplier automatically receives the role of BP General. And we click Save. In the field Activity, we define what is allowed to do with suppliers and customers' information. Let's click here All or Full Authorization. Or you can just double-click Activity, and here will be all activities. Accordingly, I can click the next authorization object twice, and it will assign me all activities. Then I go to the authorization objects in FI class. I see that these authorization objects are referred to customer data. So how to find similar objects for vendor data? Of course, you can Google, but I'll show you my second insight in the system. I go to the T-code SUIM. Sometimes I use this strategy in case SU53 doesn't give me some relevant missed authorization objects in the very beginning when just checking pure T-code activation with a test user. In SUIM, press Roles, then search for single roles with authorization data. Here I can find which roles contain the objects related to the customer. It is FKNA1 App and General, FKNA1 App and General. I press Execute. SAP standard roles in most cases start with the SAP. I pick whatever role, let it be SAP Auditor BA. I copy it, go back to the initial screen, paste the role, delete from this search fields, and again press Execute. So we're gonna find objects similar to FKNA1 App and FKNA1 General. So I see them here, and the similar ones are FLFA1 App and FLF1 General. Let's check one of them with the link. And we are right, this object is related to vendor. So we are done. Now we can simply copy and paste these two objects to authorization in PFCG. Again manually. And another one was this one. In SUIM here, we see that apart these two objects related to customers and vendors, there are others. Let's check them. For example, I pick FKNA1 GRP. I insert it in the useful link. And I realize that I need to add this one into PFCG as well. So I go to PFCG manually and add this object. Similarly, I can do this also for vendor data. Instead of here, I put LFA. Then I go back to SUIM. I pick FKNA buck. Again, check it with the link. It turns to be a very useful object since I want to restrict employees in logistics department to maintain customers at a particular organization level. So again, I insert this object here. And similarly, I put here LF. Now we can see that the objects related to organization levels are indicated with the red colors. This means we need to specify them for sure. We do it via the button here, Organization Levels. We do it centrally, and it's strongly recommended to do so. We choose here a company code. And press Save. We still to have some objects in a yellow color, so we should specify their fields. And let's similarly do them double-click, meaning the full authorization. Now all the indicators turned green. However, from the perspective of organization levels, company code is not enough. Purchasers are handled at purchasing organization level, sales are handled at sales organization level. The strategy of how to find corresponding authorization objects is the next. The object that restricts company code organization level is located in FI object class. It is FI module. Purchasing is managed in module. Sales are in SD module. Hence, we need to look through and SD object classes. For this, I go to the General menu tree. I press Tools. I press Administration, User Maintenance, Information System, Authorization Objects, and then click by Object Class. The first class is Materials Management, and I can find it by text and put here Materials and everything that contains materials. Then press tick. And then I can see here that there is _E Materials Management Purchasing, the particular one I need. So I select it, I press Execute, and then I make filtering by Authorization Object text and select all objects that contain purchasing organization. And then star. And finally, I can see the object purchasing organization in supplier master record. This object contains LFM1 in its name. And these three letters we've already met in FI class. So I copy it, I paste it to authorizations in PFCG, and go back to object searching by class. Then again go back, and instead of here I will put SD, and I see here that there is a sales and distribution, the particular what I need. I press Execute, and again filtering, but now I'll try to filter by KNA1 appearance, as it has already appeared similarly to suppliers with LFM1 in authorizations, like we have here KNA1 and LFA1. So we go back, we make filtering by the object name, we put KNA1, and really we can see that there is a customer authorization for sales organization. So this one is a particular what we need. We copy it and we paste it to the authorization in PFCG. Again, the status is red because there are open organization levels that we should specify. We go again here, and now we can select the purchasing organization here, and then we define sales area. It contains division, then sales organization, and distribution channel. And we press Save. And again, we can specify here full authorization for activities by double-clicking, and for sales. Then we press Save. We press again red white circle here to generate the profile and go back. So we are done with our authorizations. Let's check how everything works. I'm already logged in the system with my test user, and the question is whether all the changes I did can be seen. An answer would be 100% yes if I relog, and this is the third point that I faced when working with testing authorizations. If you do changes frequently and don't want to log in and off all the time, go to the T-code SU56, then enter your user, and here you can see all the objects assigned to the test user. In case you have any red lines instead of green ones, press Authorization Values button on the top pane and then Reset User Buffer, and you are done. So let's go back to our test user. So let's create some trial business partner. We go here, and we remember that our test user is from logistics department, so he or she can create only customers or suppliers. So far, our authorization works fine. So let's press Customer, Create, put the name, for example, that, Customer Test. Then we should fill in all the mandatory fields with the ticks. We put some dummy postcode, some test city, then country, let it be Germany, DE. Then put the language, for example, English, and press green tick. Now I press Sales and Distribution button, and I will specify the sales organization. Let's try to put 1710. Press green tick, and we see that there is no authorization for creating customer for sales area 1710. And this is correct, since if you remember, in PFCG we specified 1010. So if I'll put here this one, it will work fine. I press Save, and we see that our business partner is created. And that's it for this video. In the next video, I'll show how to restrict user from maintaining particular fields in the BP master data record and how to add a new BP role to the existing business partner, preventing the user from BP creation. Please write in the comments to which T-codes or business roles you would like to see authorization process again. And I really hope it was informative. Useful links and T-codes used in the video are attached below. And please write me some feedback, and thank you for watching.